Hello, welcome to Sleets Fashion Academy. Today I'll be showing you how to do Canadian smoking on your sleeve. Stay tuned. So the first thing I'll do is, of course, I already have my sleeve pattern and I'm increasing the length by 12 inches and the width by 2.5 inches. This is because the detail would actually reduce the length and of course reduce the width. So it's best to add an excess. Sometimes you don't actually need as much as 12, but just to be on the safe side, we can always reduce the length once we are done. So of course you cut out your sleeve, ensuring that you get your armhole correctly. I assume you already measured the armhole on the person's bodies. And of course, once that is done, I need to get the center of the sleeve. So I'm doing it manually using my scissors to get the center of the sleeve. And once I'm done with that, I'll open it up. You can see the line showing the center, and of course I need to mark at the wrong side. Yes, we're going to be working on the wrong side of the fabric, so you need your chalk handy in here. I am ruling the center because I need that as a guideline for creating the smocking, the Canadian smocking. And I am going to rule at the top of the sleeve because I don't want to tamper with the armhole, so I'm not going to touch near the armhole. Next thing I want to do is to get 1 inch to either side of the middle line, so 1 inch to one side and 1 inch to the other side. I'm going to take this all the way up, so I need to mark as I go. And of course I need to connect with my ruler from the bottom all the way to the top. So make sure your line is straight because you actually need straight lines for what we want to do. And of course I am going to rule the same line at the other side of the sleeve, ensuring that it is straight, just like I said earlier. And once that is done, we have to go to the next aspect of this, which is to divide the straight line into short 1 inch sections. So 1 inch, you see what I marked there, then you roll it across from the bottom, of course, all the way to the top. So 1 inch using my ruler, and then you roll it across. So we need to do the same thing all the way up. So I'm marking 1 inch. Of course, this method is a lot faster, that's why I'm doing it like that. And then marking 1 inch at the other side of the line also. And once I am done with this, I will start to connect the lines, so this is going to give us little cubes, which is exactly what we need. Small tiny cubes on either side of the sleeve. One tiny cube on one side, and of course one tiny cube on the other side. So you keep rolling across and we have all our cubes all the way, as you can see. Now there's still one aspect we do before we use our needle and thread, and that is to connect the lines inside each cube. From one point to the other, you leave the next space empty, you do it to the other space. So I keep connecting these lines, leaving the next box empty. Now at the other side, we connect another slash, which is the opposite of the first slash you did. So it's going to look like a V, except that they are not in the same line. In the same line, I mean like the box line. So you see that the second V, I am drawing them at the other side where there is no diagonal or where there is no slash at the other line. So at this point, you have to pay extra attention because this is the real deal. Now this actually takes a lot of time, so if you're doing this for your customer, you have to charge really well. So I am going to take my thread across, ensuring that I keep it straight and I knot it at each end. Knotting at each end is extremely important. After notching at both ends, I'm going to pull the two ends together. Yes, and I'm going to pull the thread with it. The two ends together, pull the thread. Now, of course, I need to keep this in place by knotting it so you can see, and then you keep it firm. Now I move to the other side once I'm done with this, And of course, you pull the thread right across to the next line. You pick just a little so your thread doesn't show at the right side. You pick just a little and then you knot it. Keep it straight. It is extremely important that you keep the thread straight. And then you want to take it across the line. This is where the smocking itself happens. So you lock it also. And of course, you pull the two points together and then you drag the thread. After dragging the thread, now of course you need to lock. Yes, you need to lock the two threads together so that your design does not come spilling out while it is one. And then we continue to the other side. It is very important that you get this process. The first thing you do is to keep the thread straight while knotting it. Then we take it across the slants, which is the important part of where the smocking happens. And then of course you pick it and you keep it straight at first. After you do the straight one, then you do the next one, which involves you pulling the 2 points right back together. So I need you to watch what I do and replicate it. Like I said earlier, if you're doing this for a client or whoever wants to do this style, I hope you tell them that it takes a lot of time and you charge well for it. So well, that depends on individual differences. What one person charges will be different from what another person charges. It is quite time consuming. So you see it's already turning out quite well, and we continue all the way down. Finally, we're almost getting to the end of this. After some sweating and thread cutting and thread getting entangled. Sometimes when the thread is really long, they tend to get entangled and you have to cut it and pull another one again. But at the end of the day, all of the stress will be worth it because the sleeve is absolutely beautiful. And so I'm locking the thread finally because I don't want to touch the lower hem. And now let's see what it looks like. This looks really good. This looks really, really good. So all of that magic is finally being explained. Now we move to how to fix this. How do we fix this as a sleeve? So you see there's some, puffiness as a result of the detail in the middle. So I'm going to pleat all of that puffiness. Wherever you see a puffy side, just use your needle and thread to hold it together. I think another way to do this is to gather it, but I think I prefer to pull it out as a pleat instead. So you do that all the way down, from the top all the way down. You gather every puffy side, use your pin to hold it in place, and there we have it. So we have a length 23, which is fair. Of course, we are going to close 2 inches as the M. If this is too long or too short for yourself, it shouldn't be too short. If it's too long, you can always reduce it by the M side. And now we have to sew it the normal way you fix your sleeve. Of course, your wrist measurement should be what you have at the tip of the sleeve. And of course, you take it down. Try to ensure that you don't ruffle your pleats up while you're sewing, so it doesn't look rough when you turn it to the right side. And there you have it. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow at Slate Fashion Academy on IG and Facebook. Bye.